that's our best album, our best work. But I really think we nailed it on this album. And there's so many different elements. You know, I think all the best elements of Incantation are on this album, where every song is different and takes you on a journey from the beginning to the end of the album. Also, we did something different on this album where we used the long-term engineer, Bill Korecki, who's done most of the Incantation albums up in Mars Studios up in Cleveland. But this time we used Dan Swano, who mixed and mastered the album. And, you know, I think it's good that we got fresh ears. You know, this time
he's a pretty legendary character, too.
Yeah, well, I mean, he comes from our same background as us.
Yeah.
And he's an old school guy like we are. And he you know, he gets what the band's about. So, you know, I think that was important that we get somebody like that is our age and comes from the same, you know, scene and stuff like that. So, and it was also good to get fresh ears on there, his ears, you know. And I think he did an amazing job. You know, I think, you know, there were certain things that he was a little bit different for him because he's, I think, used to a different maybe atmosphere on a lot of the bands that he's worked with, where we have a more primitive approach, you know, to things. But I think he brought out, you know, some of the. I think he's done the best work out of any of the albums we've done. It's the best production, but at the same time, it's produced very well, but it's very raw and ugly and nasty sounding at the same time. So we kind of captured the best.
I like what he does. It's like, I always think that I like the guys that are in bands that actually produce stuff, like Peter Tegrin and who else? We got Eric Rutan and Devin Townsend. These people come in because it's like you get a lot more of like you know it's like they live this, they know what they like, so they're like helping you. So if you kind of like what they're doing, you know,
and plus he knows what the band's about and stuff, so that's important. And I can, you know, we look forward to working with him again for the next record, which we're already starting. We already wrote maybe half of the new album.
Really, you got busy.
Yeah, so we're gonna record the next one the same time we did this one, June next year. So we're gonna, you know, we're very inspired right now in the band. It's really a good time for the band because it's for the first time in a lot of years it's a band.
Right.
You know, it's not just John or Kyle. Sometimes it's you know, 4 guys that are on the same page and focused, and you know, enjoy working with each other. And first and foremost, we're all very good friends, so that's important, you know. So you know, we're gonna be doing another one too next June.
Dan again, you think?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Now on that note, like Dan was involved with Bloodbath, right?
Edge of Sanity, which is his old band.
He did a lot of records with them.
Yeah.
Well, that's his band, really.
Yeah.
But would you like better Bloodbath or Opeth?
It's funny because most of my friends will sit there and say, "Oh my God," but I have to say Opeth.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's funny because I prefer the mellow stuff that Opeth does over probably the heavier stuff. If he would just sing instead of doing the death metal stuff.
Well, their new album is like that. It doesn't do any death metal at all.
I have the new record. I like the one before better actually, the Watershed. But yeah. Probably most people are like, oh my God, Alex likes Opeth.
Yeah,
not that I'm a huge fan or anything.
No, I'm actually surprised myself.
I do like some of this stuff. I mean, the thing is, it's
amazing musicians.
I'm a huge '70s rock guy,
right?
So most of my favorite music is.
So you like Porcupine Tree too?
Stuff. It's okay. It's not
right.
I'm a Pink Floyd, Deep Purple guy, and stuff like that. I mean, Black Sabbath, and Thin Lizzy.
What's your favorite era of Deep Purple?
Of course, with the second lineup with Ian Gillan, Glover, Blackmore, Pace.
My favorite
John
too.
Lord.
Perfect Strangers.
But I do like the Burn album with Covered Al, and you know, that's a great album too. But,
yeah, I think House of the Blue Light and was a pretty metal album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a big Purple fan, especially that era.
That's interesting. I thought for sure he would go with the Bloodbath because I love Bloodbath.
So
something about it. You don't like him?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really care.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not familiar with it. I've heard some of it.
Yeah.
It's okay, you know.
You?
I love Bloodbath. We had this discussion. Especially
Yeah.
the first EP and the first full album.
Yeah.
I mean, see, the thing is about that, that Swedish death metal is not the Swedish death metal that I like. I mean, I grew up in the tape trading days
Right.
in the late 80s, and it was, bands like Nihilist and Merciless, Carbonized, Crematory, Unleashed.
Right.
That's
Entombed,
that's a
Dismember.
Well,
Yeah, Dismember. I
yeah.
feel like that about
Grave,
Dismember too. Personally.
That's more my kind of Swedish death metal.
Right.
All from more the Stockholm area.
Yeah, that's funny.
But then I love Out the Gates though.
Oh, yeah.
It's just from a totally different.
That's funny what you said that with Dismember though, because I'm not a huge Dismember fan either.
Yeah.
They're decent.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
the demos and the first album, second album.
Pieces
Yeah,
EP.
Ever Loving Stream. What was it? That one?
Yeah. Like Flowing Street.
Like an Ever, yeah. Which is a strange
Great record.
title for a record, but
Nicky Anderson plays all the guitar.
That sounds like an Opeth album, actually, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Flowing Stream.
but I think I like. What about Grave? We forgot to mention Grave.
Love Grave.
Yeah.
Great guys too. Great guys. Great bands. I think the lineup that Ola's got right now is probably the best lineups I've seen of the band.
I've actually just recently got back into them more. Like I always kind of just put them to the side of the other guys, because the other guys, like I love Unleashed and I love and I love
Yeah.
Entombed, or like so awesome, And then it's like so I don't think Grave kind of got like hidden. They were like popping up behind like, hey Jeff, how about us? Yeah, we want to yeah. What about Grave?
We
And I'm
played
like,
the metal.
Great.
Yeah,
Their last demo is like one of my all-time, because I'm one of those guys that's like the demos. I like the demos
Yeah.
better than the albums. But that last demo they did was just like the most brutal, heaviest thing that I ever heard back then. I mean, when I first got that in the mail, because I used to trade with those guys, it was just like the most brutalest thing I ever heard. And then when I heard Into the Grave, I was kind of like, ugh.
Why did they whip?
But I
They were like
love
whip that one just Into the Grave album.
but I love Into the Grave now. But at the time, I was kind of like, that demo was just so nasty, But but that's more of my type of Swedish death metal. It's all the real Stockholm stuff.
That's right. Like I always find it funny that they're like the Swedish death metal, like the new school Swedish death metal with like In Flames and Sort of Work and all that.
I don't consider that death metal though.
Not anymore.
First couple
especially.
albums were
Yeah. So I guess the last and the most important question I have for you is: are you honored to appear at Metal Rules TV for the second time?
Of course, that's why I'm here.
That's why I'm here.
All right. And you have any last plugs or anything?
Let's see here. Well, new Incantation album drops November 26th, I believe, and 3 different versions. I think we got a vinyl version. We have a box set coming out with the CD. I think, as far as live stuff, we start playing we hope in January. We'll start playing out again. Do some maybe some odd shows in the States.
Maybe like to play my living room.
What's that?
Maybe like to play my living room.
Yeah,
Play your parties.
Yeah. Maybe like to play the birthday bash.
Oh, also, I have to plug a show for some friends of mine. John McEntee, the guitarist, vocalist of Incantation, his wife's
Heard of that
band
guy.
that he plays guitar in.
Not to be confused with
Funerus.
John McEnroe.
Yeah, not John
He
McEntee.
plays tennis.
But his other band, Funerus, which is him and his wife, who's the bassist vocalist, and the drummer, Sam, who's the drummer, Mortician, and Morpheus Descends, if anybody remembers them. They're playing the 11th of November in New York City with Blood Feast.
Nice.
I'm plugging somebody. I plugged you guys.
There you go.
So.
I bet you did. No.
You guys have any last questions for him, or should we wrap it up?
Wrap it up like wrap up for
Yeah.
All right, wrap it up like Rapport, man. Thanks for coming back a second time. All right.